and welcome to the results of the first season of the Dice Racing Series. So last week the Dice Racing Series ended with the win from Vitaly Petrov, the car who won the first and the last race. Now we're back at the track of the first race, and also the track where dice racing was first tested, the Dice Racing Speedway. We're going to be talking about the results of the cars, where they got, and we're also going to be talking about what's going to be next for dice racing, because I'm going to continue doing things with dice racing because I really enjoyed doing all of this. For next year, the number one with points has already been confirmed to be racing in next year's season, and for the rest of the cars, we'll have a qualification for the next season during the winter. And it has already been confirmed that besides all of the World Grand Prix races who raced this season, there are also going to be two other cars at least taking part in those, which are Fernando Alonso and Max Verstappen. Now, up to the results. In last place with 34 points, we find ourselves Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen has had a terrible season. His best place finish was a 5th place. Besides that, he either finished last or somewhere in the back. And he now has 34 points, so yeah, really bad. He was sponsored by Little57, someone from Instagram. Yeah, 0 podiums, 0 pole positions, and of course 0 first places. Moving on to 11th place with 48 points, only 1 point behind Max Schnell. We have Loso. Loso did decent, better than Lightning of course, because she is she's a lot of points ahead of him, 14 I believe. Carla, of course, she finished in the top 3 0 times. She, of course, which means she also won 0 times. But what she does have a pole position. Besides that, she was sponsored by Melon van Luna, also from Instagram. Next up, in 10th place, 1 point ahead of Carlos Loso, so he has 49. We have Max Schnell. Max Schnell was sponsored by I'm Elvis RV from Instagram. But yeah, Max Schnell, the first race he did pretty good. He was ahead the entire time, but finished 5th. He has 0 pole positions, 0 wins, and 0 podiums. So he didn't do too good. Now moving on to Lewis Hamilton, a car who started off this season pretty bad, but he was able to recover later. I believe starting in Zandvoort he got 5th and then 4th and 3rd, and during the last race he also finished 3rd, so he did pretty good at the end. He was sponsored by a Cars Diecast reviewer who is a YouTuber. Lewis Hamilton got here in 9th with 54 points. Lewis Hamilton caught Max at the very last race where he finished in 3rd of course. And Lewis Hamilton actually has decent in terms of like he has 0 pole positions, 0 wins, but he has 2 podiums, both of them 3rd place. So he hopes to qualify for next year so he can show a bit better. He just had a bad start. And in 8th place we find ourselves Rosa Rule, sponsored by 95 fan from Instagram. He's also on YouTube, doesn't make videos. And Raul has 57 points, so he is not too far ahead of Lewis. Raul did decent, he usually finished somewhere in the back, but he does have 1 win, which is by far way better than any of his other results, because he usually didn't even finish in the top 5. Moving on to 7th place, we have Miguel Camino, who had 59 points, 2 points ahead of Raul. And he did pretty okay. He does have pretty good stats. He has 2 wins, 2 pole positions, and a total of 3 podiums. Sadly, he also finished in last place a couple times, which brought him pretty low. Otherwise, he would have probably been able to compete for 1st place in points, because he did really good doing a few. Because he did pretty good and pretty bad at some points. Now, moving on to tied for 5th place, we have Nigel Gearsley and Shooter Roki, both on 68 points. Now, we can't have like a tie for 5th place. So we're gonna take a look at the stats. If we compare Nigel and Shu's stats, they both have 3 podiums, and Nigel has 1 pole position, which Shu doesn't have. Now it doesn't matter where they finish on the podium, at least like neither of them have any wins. So we're gonna go with, because Nigel also has a pole position, he's gonna get 5th place and Shu 6th. By the way, I forgot to mention, Miguel Camino is sponsored by ItsAGamer from Instagram. Now, Shu was sponsored by RexRaffler80 Official, also from Instagram. And Nigel Gishley was sponsored by T-Toy Reviews Thai here on YouTube. We're now into the top 5, so we're going to 4th place. Vitaly Petrov, sponsored by Cars Collect UK. Vitaly Petrov won the first race and the last race, so he has 2 wins. 1 pole position, and he has finished on the podium 5 times, giving him 79 points, only 3 points behind number 2. He did pretty good at the end. He also had some bad finishes, which is why he's in 4th. But yeah, next 1 more race, and he might have been able to get like 2nd or 3rd, or not 1st. Moving on to 3rd place, we have Rip Dutchkowski with 81 points, 1 point behind the number 2. He was sponsored by VT Cars 31. He did pretty good. He didn't finish on the podium until the race at the Blackfriars Speedway, which he won, and he got finished in 2nd place on the last race, which was at Le Mans. And he almost won there, so he also has 2 pole positions. So yeah, but besides that, he didn't even finish on the podium that much, and yet he's only 1 point behind the number 2, so he did really good. He finished like in top 5 most of the time. Moving on to 2nd place, we have Francesco Bernoulli, sponsored by Crazy Cars Canada from YouTube, who is also on Instagram. He has 2 wins, 2 pole positions, and finished on the podium about 5 times. And all of this brought him to 82 points, like right in front of Rip. 1 race and he might have fallen back a bit, or he would have gone in front, because you don't know. Yeah, he was really far behind the number 1, who has 97 points. For some reason, when I was adding up the points, I thought he had, 88 or something, that he had a certain amount where I thought, like, if Francesco won, he would be tied with him, but Jeff just had to finish to get 1 point ahead. I thought that. Apparently he had 2 points more, so Jeff Corvette, yeah, he's just the winner. He's sponsored by Interstate 290, who is also the biggest of the sponsors here. Yeah, he did really well. He had 0 pole positions, surprisingly. I'm not even sure if he started on the front row any time, but at least his first win, yeah, he has 2 wins. His first win, he started in the back. He has a total of 6 podiums, having the record of podiums. And of course, the most points. So yeah, those were all of the results. Now, as I already mentioned, during the around Christmas, I'm going to be doing the qualification for next year's competition, seeing who's going to enter and who's not. Jeff Corvette is certainly is already entered. So yeah, and besides that, I'm not sure who's going to be there and who's not. All of these guys are going to take part, and they're also we at least know that these 2 are also going to be trying to get in there. That's why we have qualification. The Blackfire Ferrari Trevor Rimron is rumored to be taking part. Although there are other Blackfire cars who could be trying to do that. Maybe we'll have multiple, but that's not what I expect. We also have the Oliver Drive Gear, another Aston Martin like Nigel. And there have been even rumors about more cars maybe taking part, but there's nothing sure about it. It's even been said that Michael Schumacher might be taking part, since he took part in the 100 hours of Le Mans. I mean the 100 minutes of Le Mans, which is the next topic I'm going to be talking about, endurance racing. Endurance racing for dice racing is, of course, this is just like kind of based on normal racing. But endurance racing is based on the same thing as the 24 Hours of Le Mans and Daytona and those kind of races. And I'm really looking forward to doing those, since that's going to be like way different from this. It's going to have different classes, like with Le Mans you have LMP1, LMP2, GTA Pro and GTA M. I'm going to be doing, most likely going to be doing LMP Pro, the LMP and GT. Maybe eventually I'll do more, but during the first race I'm going to be doing LMP and GT, which the LMP is going to have more dice, each roll is going to have more dice than the other. I'll explain the rules in a later video. Yeah, that's going to be a thing coming. Another thing that's coming is the 100 races competition. Yes, you heard that correctly. 100 racers. Now, during the last few months I've already been asking people if they wanted to sponsor someone. And yeah, we already got over 25 sponsors, so we have less than 75% to go. I believe we're at 70. Yeah, now it's not a 100 race competition where like you have 100 racers on the track and all of them are gonna have to race. Not like that, because I tested that, and you would literally have like each car would have like 1 or 2 spaces to move each turn, so we're not doing that. But what we're doing instead is 10 races of 10 racers each, and the winner of each race will compete in the final race. And I'm looking for sponsors for all 100 racers. As I said, I already got like a whole bunch. Here are all of the cars that have yet to get sponsors. So if you aren't already a sponsor and you want to sponsor someone, just tell me, you can sponsor any of these cars. Yes, there are custom cars in there too as well. Most of which haven't gotten sponsors, besides for Fernando Alonso, McQueen, and a few of the YouTubers which are taking part. Yes, I put YouTubers in there because I was desperate. Yeah, so if you want to sponsor any of these cars, let me know. I'm really looking forward to doing this. I already designed a track special for this. That reminds me of the last topic I wanted to talk about, forgot. The tracks. This year we had 10 tracks. Next year that's going to be the same. There's not going to be any rules changes or anything like that. But one thing that is going to change is, yeah, there's going to be some different tracks. So it's already been confirmed that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is going to be off. We're not going to be racing there anymore. Mainly because that track there was so much overlapping going on. I lost track of which cars to move, so that one has been confirmed to be gone. And yeah, the 100 races competition track, which is pretty unique, is going to take its place. Besides that, there have been rumors about the RS Speedway going to be going away, and a couple other tracks, which is nothing has been confirmed yet. There's even been said that the Army team is going to that's the Army racetrack which has been confirmed. It's going to be looking different next year. But yeah, none of that has been fully confirmed, so we'll see. Now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next dice racing, which is most likely the 100 races competition. So yeah, see you guys then. Bye!